Ole Miss fans, the cross country season right around the corner. So we'll chat with the head coach of the Rebel Cross Country unit, Ryan Van Hoy. Coach, you're back from training in Huntsville, Alabama. How has the offseason treated this group as you gear up for the first races of 2021?
Hey, thank you, Seth. Yeah, it's a good question. Looking at our team so far this season since we've been back, very pleased with the work that we did during the off season over the summer. Obviously we don't really see them for a few months after the outdoor season is over, or when you have new athletes coming into the program, you haven't really had a chance to watch them train or anything yet. So kind of like where we're at right now, I really like what I see. We did go to a training camp in Huntsville. That was a really fun opportunity for us to just get together and have everybody get to know each other. We have 14 new athletes this year between the men's and women's cross country programs. So, just wanted to make sure that everybody had a chance to really spend some time together. A lot of these new people, like we've never met them before just due to COVID recruiting restrictions. A lot of people on the team had never met them before. So just a chance for everybody to really be together and train a little bit, but, have fun as a group.
You bring up those uncertainties. That's not the case this year. It's a certain schedule you're going to run here in the fall, whereas last year you were pushed back. All the commotion, if you will, from the 2020-2021 season is gone. But your squad still had a great season, and you have to assume it was a taxing year. How proud of your bunch were you of how they performed last year?
Yeah, I think we were very pleased with our year overall. I mean, obviously trying to do what we do with the backdrop of COVID kind of constantly lingering. It's tough, I think, especially for college age athletes, right? Like you want to make sure that they have some element of their experience. It's fun, it's normal, and it's really hard to do that when you know that you can lose the opportunity to compete if you got sick or things like that. So it just was tough. But I think, they really bonded together over that year. To be honest, I think that's why we really had such a successful year overall. Just people were excited, and I think they didn't take the opportunity to compete for granted and just worked really hard. But yeah, certainly we're excited to try to move forward into a season of more normalcy here, and hopefully, looking ahead at some opportunities from a competitive standpoint that we're excited about, and just hopefully ready to put COVID in the rearview mirror as best we can.
Well, on the men's side, you say goodbye to one of the greats in Waleed Suleiman, who has opted to go pro. I'm sure it's bittersweet losing talent like that, but for you as a coach, what's it like seeing one of your runners realize their dreams?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great feeling. I think a lot of times when we're recruiting certain athletes of Waleed's caliber, I mean, that's part of the conversation is, hey, we've had experience putting guys into the professional ranks. So if that's a dream that you have, if that's something that you're motivated by, then certainly we'd like to help you along that pathway. And whether that's, before your eligibility is expired, or if it happens to line up when your eligibility is finishing, either way, we always want what's best for the athlete. So if, in Waleed's case, he did have the chance to come back if he wanted to for a fifth year, but I think the opportunity to go professional and just the chance to run with the program and coach and sponsor and everything that he had presented to him, it was really too good to pass up. And so, obviously we are super happy for him, excited, and look forward to following along as a fan now and not so much as a coach for Waleed, but he and I are still close. We keep in touch, but certainly look forward to following his progress as a pro.
Not to say the group's not still stacked with guys like Mario and Cole. What makes them special? Who are some other names we should be keeping an eye on here in 2021?
Yeah, good question. Obviously, Mario and Cole were two guys that really led the way for us last year alongside of Waleed. So yeah, I would expect those two guys to be, kind of our main key contributors. Michael Kosha had a really great summer for us. He was a guy who broke 4 minutes in the mile at the very end of the outdoor season, running unattached at an open meet. So obviously we knew he was heading in a really good direction into the summer. So he had a great summer. I certainly expect him to be up there with those two guys. On the women's side, right now we've got a quartet of 4 girls that are really train together kind of step for step on the workouts. But that'd be Anna Elkin, Skylar Boogard, Cinta Vista, and Laurel Wynn. They look great coming off summer. But we have another group of girls that are training really right behind them, that's 5 or 6 deep that we're excited about what they could possibly do as well. So you never know. I think every season you always have 1 or 2 people that really, either kind of work their way up or maybe emerge from the woodwork a bit and surprise people. I think we'll have a couple of those. I don't want to name any names yet, but just seeing what I've seen so far, I feel confident that we'll have some people on our team that will certainly surprise some other people that maybe are not inside our program here in a couple months.
Yeah, well, you talk about the world of talent on the women's side that comes back. That has to get you really excited about what the potential is for that side.
Yeah, I think, we try to keep the expectations from getting too high. I mean, obviously we return a big core of a team that was 12th at NCAAs last year. And that was a great result for us. We were super happy with that. To be honest, for it being in the midst of a track season with sort of the weird COVID cross country nationals date. We were just very, very happy, very pleased with that. But, we've added some people to the team that didn't run at NCAAs last year that I feel like will be a factor for us this year. So, of course, it's easy when you've had a good year and you return a lot of people, the expectations can kind of, become overwhelming to some degree. So we're trying to really avoid that, just try to be as good as we can be, try to be as unified as a team as we can be, working hard together every day. And if we do those things, I have a feeling we'll be pleased with where our women's team ends up here by the end of the season.
Well, it's a very level-headed approach, and it's exciting as we're just a few weeks away now from the first race of the season. We'll keep an eye on this group throughout the year, Coach, and appreciate the time here today. Good luck.
Thank you, Seth. Always appreciate it.